Cool, God, wow, man, the gang's all here. The original,
Yeah.
the original barcades are in the house. So yeah, Gina, we were just talking about how sometimes relationships end, or talking about those 35 things about how sometimes people have low self-esteem. They start losing self-esteem or start losing self-confidence, and so they start feeling like you know they're not good enough for the relationship. And
What were some things that they identified?
maybe sometimes it could be change of income. You know, sometimes like when you start, and then one person um, hits it. They start making more money, still getting more accolades. So that person, the other person feels like I can't really keep up with that. Uh,
I have a different reason, and that's because it's just
turn your mic a little bit
this,
towards
this
you.
is just being transparent. But I felt like I wasn't good enough because I kept running to the same excuses every time from different people, but it's the same exact excuses.
What
Wait,
do you
explain
mean?
that. Yeah,
Yeah. What do you mean?
So they'll say, either I'm just not ready for a relationship, or you're a great woman, but I'm just not ready for you yet. So I'm like, if I keep getting all these same
saying, oh
things,
wow,
so
yeah, yeah.
it does something to your self esteem. It
Oh,
really
that's a good
does.
point, G. Yeah, when you start hearing the same reasons.
From different people.
Wow. So how did you get around? How did you combat that? How did you get around that?
I'm still dealing with it.
Still doing it.
Still dealing with it.
Wow.
So you don't have no confidence, or
I wouldn't say I don't have any confidence, but what I'm saying is I'm still dealing with the same excuses.
Wow, G. God, that's something.
So I wish there was a change out there, but it's not.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's something that yeah, when you start hearing people that yeah, if
do
you
do
keep
you
hearing that
self-reflect though?
Which means,
That's like, could it be you're reflecting that on yourself, and everybody's seeing what you're reflecting or what you're giving?
I'm not reflecting anything. I'm just being G. I'm just being myself. But just at the end of the day, it's always, you know, um, you're a great woman. I'm just not ready for you yet. So whatever that means, it's coming
Yeah,
from
that can do
different
something to
people.
you.
It
Yeah,
could. It could have.
You
yeah.
probably gotta ask them what exactly what they mean
What
by
does
that.
that mean?
Right. And
You know.
I did ask one of them. He just said, I'm not pretty much you're a settling down type of woman, and I'm not ready to settle.
So what do you think they were looking for from you
Right.
then? What,
So
I
why do you even come our way?
Booty call.
no.
Okay.
I
Let's be
mean, to be
real.
honest,
Let's be
I know
real.
that's
a booty
good.
call, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, right. That's good, G. Wow, wow. How do you even what does it do to your trust level when it comes to dealing with? I guess even in the dating realm, what does that do?
I'm finding myself falling back, not doing what I used to do. I'm
Mm,
falling back.
God,
Like
that's
what? Not saying, not introducing yourself, or not speaking, or what do you mean
Um,
by fall back?
but what I mean is, I'm not pressing the issue of trying to um, be in a relationship
Okay.
because I'm not getting what I want. So, I want a relationship, but they want something else,
right, right,
you
right.
know. So I can't change the person that I am because I am a settle down type of chick. So if they can't deal with it, then I just stay in my lane. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all
Wow.
I can do.
Settle down, settle. So your settling down will be consist of what?
I'm just a homebound. I'm not a partier. I'm not gonna go out there and have a lot of girls night out. I'm just a mom, and I do have wifely tendencies, and I know that.
And nothing wrong with that. At this age, as we get older, all
Right.
that other stuff, man. It's like, if you still just in the mindset of just going out and just, kicking it
Right.
without
Now,
it,
if I was that type of person that did, probably they'd be throwing themselves all over me
right.
because I'm not like I tell you, I have a brand across my forehead that I don't see.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. Because I like to. I'm a goofball. I like to enjoy myself, and I like to enjoy my company. But if that's all they see is, oh well, shoot, I can't really have fun with her because she gonna want to settle.
Wow. So yeah,
It's
they
the
just want to
bracket
have
they put in.
like the song say, girls just want to have fun. The guys you meet, they just want to have fun.
That's it.
Good
What is that, Cindy
gracious.
Lauper?
Yeah, Cindy
Yes.
Lauper. Golly, that's terrible. That even at the age as you get older, that some people still are just looking for that. You
And,
know,
and I used to hate that. I used to hate, being home and stuff, not doing nothing, not going out having a good time. But this that's my demeanor.
right,
It's
right.
just who I am.
I think for my point of view of low confidence or low self-esteem is when I didn't want to change.
Mm. How you mean, bro?
I didn't want to change certain things that I was dealing or the way I was brought up in
Right.
church or brought up by the family. I was sticking with that, and
Mm.
that caused a lot of low self-esteem because what it was doing was it was allowing me to stay in my comfort zone.
And it was putting you in a
Uh-oh.
box.
There you go.
Go ahead, Fred.
And it was putting you in a box.
Right.
It trapped you to what a lot of us have a hard time doing is working together.
There you go. I think that's exactly where.
Trapped.
Yeah. So that's where my low self-esteem came into play.
Wow.
But once I figured out that hey, I just can't be comfortable with myself and hey, this is just me. You deal with. No, it's not you. It's
Yeah.
not you.
Right.
It's me.
Right. God.
Ooh.
Bro.
Ooh.
I can't make nobody settle for or to basically deal with who I am the way I am.
Right.
I gotta deal with that. And if I'm dealing with that and you decide to be with me, then you're saying that I'm making the effort to be there for you to make sure that you make that change. But if I continue to reiterate, and you remember what you said last time? Oh, I'm not trying to do all that. I mean, there's been plenty of times when I said, "No, I ain't ready for all that." Nah. You remember you told you gonna start praying when that thing happened? No, I ain't trying to pray right now. I'm
Oh.
comfortable in my ways.
Ooh.
As soon as I start making the decision to change myself, then I
Hey.
found out that my confidence in who I am started to change because
Oh.
it was me that was holding myself back, nobody else.
So can I ask this question?
Go ahead. Put it on the mic.
So do you mean from a man's perspective? Do you mean that to change,
No,
you felt like it was a weakening system? Because I've heard men say, it is what it is. I mean, you gonna. I mean, I am who I am.
right.
And when they say it, they mean it.
They do mean it, but what they're really saying is I'm comfortable. I'm not trying to change that. I don't see myself growing or benefiting for me changing from where I'm at.
Yeah, I can
And
see
they would
that.
even
Yeah.
say that's what I'm used to.
Right.
I am who I am, and that's what
Right.
I'm used to.
So
So you tell me you're not even willing to compromise.
Right.
So
Right.
what else is it that you can call it opposed to the word compromise in a relationship? We've talked about it before, but I can't remember it.
Yeah. And
It's another word for change, but it doesn't mean I don't know. I can't.
right. I mean, compromise. I know what you're talking about, but yeah, compromise is enough. But I mean, if it's a life change, I mean, if it's something that I know is off of me already, yeah, that's a big because
nobody like change.
Right,
But
yeah.
I don't care who
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Even
Adjustments.
Adjustment.
That's the word that
Yeah,
Freddie
yeah.
would always use is
Adjustment.
adjustments.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
Mm.
No, I was trying to find some peppermint or something.
Stop it.
Nah, they took too. But I forgot that word. But that's where I come. The the lack of confidence. It's not from what I'm gathering with myself. I'm doing a lot of soul searching. It's not no one else. It's me.
That's good,
It's
bro.
it's to the point where like when I was working the 9 to 5 and things like that. I didn't have confidence if I got to work late. I didn't have no confidence. because you try to be persistent, be on time, but it's not that. People know that you have a life. There's going to come a time where you're going to be late at certain aspects of your life.
Right, right.
But when you take it hard upon yourself, and the people like, hey man, you're doing a good job. You called in, you did what you're supposed to do. Nah, man, I didn't get you on time. They like, bro,
Yeah,
you
what
put too
else
much
can
on
you do?
yourself.
Right,
What else
right,
can you
right,
do?
right,
So
right.
I started applying that with myself and me being able to start my own business or start things of that nature to make money for myself. Then I got my comfort zone because I know, like, hey man, I put my blood, sweat, and tears in this, and there's gonna be a time that I'm gonna be tired. I gotta accept that. So now I'm coming to the point that my confidence is basically saying I gotta accept who I am. If I have a problem with being late, I gotta accept it. So if I
Wow.
don't accept it, it's gonna become a position where it's going to have that mindset of me to have a low self-esteem, or I'm gonna start exhuming that to other people. So if I start exhuming that to other people, people will be looking at me like, you know what, bro, you're right.
Oh yeah, you. I mean, we
I start
whenever,
looking
yeah,
at yeah, I start
yeah.
looking at you. You're right.
Start putting that energy out,
You
bro.
start putting energy, and I'm start focusing on that. So when I see it, you're right. I can't do nothing about that. I can't argue and say, no, that's not you. You just said it out your own mouth, bro, that you have a problem with being late. So now I'm looking at it, you're right. So now I have to reflect with myself, reflect. So that's like you're saying, I got to make some major or minor adjustments. But sometimes that adjustment, we don't like it because now it's going to take you out of your comfort zone. You don't want to be doing all
And you
that.
know what? I think that's my roadblock going into another relationship because there were things that I asked my ex to do to make things better, which means it means he had to change,
That's what I'm saying.
and he didn't want to do it.
Mm.
But now when I go and you can see the potential, but they don't have it, I feel I'm very apprehensive about asking anybody to make any type of adjustments because technically, do you really want to do it?
Right. If somebody's not already
Do
doing
you
it.
really want to do it because hey, this will make things better and it will help things move forward, or I guess I'll do it because she asked me to do it. That's what I'm afraid of because I need to know what's your heart's intention.
Right.
Is it coming from the heart? Is it something you really want to do? Or are you doing it just because I said, okay, so you're not checking this block,
Right.
but you go and check that block because you say that's one of my blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you really want to do? So I'm like, I'm like this.
I think that goes back again with your self-reflection, because the person that is around you and they're interested or they're making their time to invest in you, and they're gonna say something that you want to change or that you want to be that you want them to counteract with you, or not counteract but act with you or come together with you about. They're gonna adjust to it. They're like, hey, you remember you said when you get off of work you just didn't want to come sit down and just lay down. You wanted to get up and walk a little bit or do something like that. Let's walk a little bit. No, I'm tired. So the man or the person just pretty much said that, you know what, I'm gonna take on that adjustment, and I'm gonna try to add to that adjustment for you so you can get that implemented in your lifestyle that you want to do. But as soon as you shoot it down, then it's like, okay, what's the point? It's not my self-esteem. It's not me that's bothering me. That's bothering you. So now come next week, then all of a sudden, oh man, I feel like I ain't doing nothing. I'm not. Well, the person just asked you to do it a week ago. You didn't want to do it.
And that's why I asked you earlier, did it seem to be, was it a challenge for that person or that man to come out of that box? Because they feel it's a weak, you're weak if you even come out of your comfort zone.
Well, I believe.
For a woman.
I believe it's the level of light. I mean, I think you change for what you want to change for. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
If the incentive, if you really like that person, then it doesn't even feel like an effort. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a, you know, people like, you know, I hear people when they say I got to press my way to church. Why is going to church always a press? We never press our way to, you know, have you ever heard anybody say I'm pressing my way to Red Lobster?
Right.
It's like, you know, it's like
I'm pressing my way to pay the bill.
right, yeah, you know, we anytime, you know, whenever you hear the word I got to, that's that's coming. Like, let me go ahead and do this so she'll be quiet, like wrong motive, you know.
Wow.
But if you say, man, you know, this person, I really like this person, so I'm gonna change because I know this will make her happy. I think you got to have it as a base. If you're changing because you really like the person, then it doesn't become an effort. But if you already kind of like whatever, and it's like, I don't feel like doing this for you. I mean, I think that's already a danger sign. I think, yeah, we change what we want to change for. I mean, it's just that's just it. If we want to change, we change for whoever. If we really like a person, we will make those changes because we don't want to lose the person. This is it. If you really care about not losing the person, we'll make changes. Sometimes we can make changes to a detriment. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I've seen that happen backwards. Like if you're a person like, you know, you're real good with money, but you get with somebody who's materialistic. So now you're spending all this money because it's like, wait a minute, hold on, that's not a good change. Like she said, well, you know, I just like really, I like to go shopping, like for people to buy me stuff.
I know a couple right now. Prime example. She was very financially conscious. She ended up with a man that had no concept of finances, just spend. She went from a good credit score to a flat credit score.
Good
All
gracious.
because of him.
People will do stuff crazy. I think it can be to a detriment. If you start changing too much of yourself to keep somebody, I think that's even worse. I mean, I think it's got to be a balance. Yeah.
But see, Pastor, that's why, you know, a lot of times if a guy said, what are you looking for in a man, I don't tell him.
I know you
Because
said that.
you know, that's why I say a lot of my things, I go off conversation and I'm an observer.
Right.
So my thing is, I'm just going to study you. And if there's some things that I know I can't tolerate, then I'm going to dismiss myself.
Yeah.
That's just it. Because, you know, it wouldn't feel like work in a relationship if you say, okay, well, you know, I could compromise with that. But if you are in a relationship and it feels like work, then that ain't it.
That's it. That's a good point. Yeah. If a relationship, because you know people say relationships take work. Yeah, it does, but it shouldn't be work. If you get up in the morning dreading your relationship like you dread going outside in the cold, like it's like like, oh man, here we go again. Like that's just. I think some people have gotten to that, and then I think you know some people will stay in that, especially when kids come along, when you know economics, and then people almost develop the rut, you know, and then until something comes along, unfortunately, you like, I'm tired of this. You know what I'm saying? You know, it doesn't have to be cheating or whatever. It could really be just a rut. Like I'm just, you know, it's the mundane, and I don't, you know, I think we have to catch that. If you don't, after a while, you're just like, I'm done. I'm just, I don't feel like doing this no more. You know, it's just, yeah. So, and I think another thing, physical changes. You know, that can also
I was
be.
going to say that earlier. A woman going through menopause,
Yeah.
It can be very discouraging.
Well, how about a brother that you dated that was a football player? He's 6'3", 220. You know, cut. Regardless of what he.
Regardless, always.
Wait, let me ask you, Gina. How do women y'all tend to do that? Like y'all stick with the bros regardless. You know what I'm saying?
But let us gain 20 or 30 pounds. They out.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because they always say that we, you know, well, some people don't believe that we are emotional creatures, but yes, we are. Because if they fed our mind,
no,
we fell in love with them here first.
No.
I'm telling you, and that could just be me, but I'm gonna fall in love with you here first. When you hit here, you go somewhere else. So, but I'm just saying,
she said you hit here, go somewhere.
I'm telling you.
So it's really not. So
you trying to tell me your mind has emotions?
Okay, think about Two can play that game. You remember when old girl fixed old boy up?
Oh yeah, Bobby Brown. Yeah.
You know, she didn't go off looks. Because she said, okay, I'm gonna see something better. I see something better in him that other people don't see.
Right. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Emotions, though. Is that emotions? Emotions make you versatile.
I'm about to throw this mic at you. I'm telling you, The
So
reason
girls, y'all
why-
can, women can do that.
the
Y'all was
reason why
sick.
most
Man.
men think the worst cheating is emotionally
If,
because
oh, so
But,
look,
but
I'm
we ain't
not.
emotional.
I'm trying to cut you off though. If that is the case, then that would be cheating.
but we ain't emotional though.
But I'm saying,
But we ain't emotional.
I'm saying I don't believe in emotions. All right, and that's just me. I'm not. I know what I
The
mean
worst
is
cheating is emotional
what I
cheating, and
mean
why?
is that-
Why is
that-
emotional?
what
Why?
I'm saying is women are not emotional.
But, wait.
But this is what I'm saying.
But why, sir?
I am connecting, or I'm jumping on your side. If you are emotional and you take your emotions somewhere else to get that emotion that you're not getting at home, it is cheating. If you're emotional,
I'm gonna say one more time.
it is cheating.
Men don't want their women. Some men don't want their women talking to other men because they already know the danger zone. They already know that.
Because of why?
He gonna tell us some things that whoever we with don't tell us first before we get home. So by the time we come home, you like, baby, you look good. You done see me first.
So
And I done walked outside. 52 other guys done told me I done came in there with more confidence than I walked out with.
So that was your
What?
emotion, or was that your mindset? Of that was what was given to you to alter or to change the way you were thinking?
No, it was the way I was feeling. So if I was walking out the door and my man did not tell me I look good, that's gonna make me feel some type of way. But when I walk outside, about 52 other dudes tell me
Well, how does it? So how does it feel when he does come back in and say your
you too
husband?
late.
You too late. That mean?
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
can I, may I?
But you gonna go out and you gonna accept that same thing that you asked or that you look for from your man, but you're gonna get from somebody. Would that be considered cheating though?
Men do it all the time.
It's just a yes or no question. A yes
Wait.
or no question. Is it if you're not getting that so-called emotional
It's
feeling
not
from your
cheating.
man, but you gonna get it from somebody else? That's not cheating.
No, it's not.
What is it?
It's not cheating.
That's
What
a
is it?
compliment.
It's a compliment, boo.
So
That's
so,
a compliment.
so let me get this
Now
straight.
if he
So, but hold on,
You
hold on.
understand,
But hold
sir?
on. No. But you're saying, but if a man sees that he gets upset for what's happening, why would he get upset?
because he ain't do his job.
Exactly.
Okay, so he didn't do his job. What job did he do?
Okay, wait.
No. What job did he not
He
do?
did. First of all, he's supposed to make sure.
No.
Woman, wait. You asked a question, I'm answering.
Okay.
He's supposed to make sure his woman is good before she walk out that door.
Okay.
Vice versa with the woman.
All right.
She has to make sure that her man is good.
Okay.
So therefore, when he walked out there, the woman said, you look pretty good today. You already have in my mind, shoot, my woman has told me that for the day.
Right.
But I appreciate your compliment.
Right.
It wouldn't even flatter you.
Right. But this is what I'm saying again. You're not getting that at home. You're not getting that from your man.
It's not considered cheating.
And you
That's
go
not
get
cheating.
that from someone
It's
else.
not.
And that man gives you what you're looking for that you're not getting from home. Would that be considered emotional cheating?
No, that is
Boy.
a compliment. Now, wait a minute.
That's why I'm about to digress.
Wait a
Because
minute.
I do not understand that
I can
concept.
tell you
Okay,
what
I'm
emotional
Go
cheating
ahead,
I'm getting ready to
Frank.
help you. Now, if I'm standing at the counter
Mm-hmm.
of McDonald's, minding my own business,
Mm-hmm.
and a man comes up and says, "Yo, baby," or "Ma'am, you are absolutely stunning." Okay, there's gonna be two responses.
Okay.
Thank you, and mind your business. And back to the board. I'm ordering my food. Or, thank you. Watch this. Thank you. There's two responses. It's either because guess what? Now my mind has gone somewhere else.
I'm gonna give
It's
you
not
something
just a
else to
thank
look
you.
at.
It's not just a thank you. Now I'm turning myself to you I'm getting ready to entertain.
That's not.
That
That's
part.
not. That's so. So your,
I'm getting ready to
That
so
entertain
part,
you.
right there.
your emotions and your mind are something different.
Okay, look,
Can
let
we
me tell you
can we
something.
agree upon that? Can we come to a common
Okay.
common denominator on
What's cheating to you?
that your
What's cheating to you? What's
Okay.
emotional cheating to you?
that's what I'm trying to tell you. There is no emotional cheating.
So why is it the word?
Why is it a
Because-
discussion?
that while ago.
Why is it a
So why-
discussion?
I had to say while
Listen.
ago.
Listen to me again. I am jumping on the bandwagon that you're saying that all women are emotional. If all women are emotional, and you're not, and you're holding that as that's a part of the woman, correct? Is that
It's
a
a part
part?
of our makeup.
Okay, that's a part of your makeup, no matter it's physical, mental, or whatever it is, correct?
Right.
So if that is correct, and you're not getting that from your man, no matter if it's you getting the physical from him, but you're not getting that emotional from him, but you go get it from somewhere else, that's not considered cheating.
I don't like the word get.
No.
That's what you said.
I
No.
don't like the word get
I'm gonna tell you
because
why.
I did not force that man to give me a
That's what you
compliment.
said.
No.
No.
I said my
That-
response to his compliment.
So, okay, so
I
Let
can't make you give
let
me
me
a
help us.
compliment.
Let me help.
help me, please help me.
I
Emotional
love
cheating. Emotional cheating is when a man is constantly feeding you compliments and you go to him every single day. Hold on.
Okay.
You go to him every single
now
day
you're
because now
entertaining.
you entertaining.
Good.
So that's emotional.
All right, so if the man's not getting not getting any
Compliments.
conversations, compliments, and anything else like that, he go get that from someone else. That's not considered cheating.
No. That means there is a communication issue.
If you are entertaining this
If
thing,
you're entertaining
Are
it, now
you-
you're
are-
taking it to another level.
So okay, let's flip it on y'all. So why would you get upset if the man's calling someone else and get a conversation and get that same type of treatment that he's not getting from the house? Why would you get upset?
because how will he get her number if he won't entertain him?
So here we go again. He got the number. So is that emotional cheating? Yes or no?
Well, I think when it comes
That's
to,
my.
I think we have to watch interest. When I say interest is when interest is peaked, what are we doing with the interest? So what happens is if I'm interested in you and I'm already married, what am I doing with that interest? Because they can happen. You can be married. It's like, man, the interest starts developing
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Whatever reason, it could be somebody you working with. It could be something like. Sometimes you just because you talk if you got a cubicle mate that you with for like 6 or 7 hours a day, and then y'all develop rapport. Then there's something there. What's happening is there's some interest. It might not be. It doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to start as romantic. If there's just an interest. So what I have to understand is, well, Russ, what am I doing with this interest? Now, if I'm looking forward to going to work every day, not to work, but I'm ready for that conversation.
Right.
Now, I just that's a line cross because it's like
That is a line that has been crossed.
But now what happens is, but if I'm interested, if there is an interest, I'm like, there might be an interest, but I'm saying, you know what, I'm not even gonna play with that. You know what I'm saying? I have to make the choice not to play
To
with that.
remove yourself
Either to or just to, I know
or
I
to
gotta
not entertain it.
right, I gotta keep it at neutral because I have to make sure I'm keeping it at neutral.
Mhm.
Right. Because one thing about testosterone is it's a chase hormone. So when testosterone gets activated, you just start chasing. People think it's flirting. It's testosterone. When interest is peaked in a man, the testosterone kicks in, and you really you start pursuit. It's just you go. There's a pursuit. There's a pursuit hormone. Yeah. Right.
Is it a feeling passed around? Is it an emotion?
No, it's not. It's chemical.
Right. Because look,
Preacher.
me and Mike were out to dinner the other night.
Watch out. Two can play that game. I hope it ain't that. Oh God, Brady.
And our waiter.
Wait, say it, son. Let me hear it. Say it. Don't say it.
He was so fine. And because I did not want to disrespect Mike sitting across from me, I knew if I looked at him, I would lock in. I knew it. I knew if I looked at him, I knew if I looked at him, I would get stuck. So I was like, thank you. Can I have some coffee and cream? I really would not make eye contact because I'm like, no, I'm not getting ready to do this because it's disrespectful because I'm going to lock in. I'm going to lock in.
Hold on, Brady. Hold on. Wait, let me ask you this because that's a different response. When you say lock in, what do you mean? Like staring or just?
Yeah, staring. Because, he was so good looking. And y'all, I'm just going to be real. I'm being transparent. In his lips.
Oh wow.
Oh,
She wanted to kiss the lips. Can I get your lips on the menu, please? Is that what you saying?
No, I'm serious. That was
Dopamine,
he had on
Chapstick.
he had on chapstick and it was just like glistening. I was like, oh
Wait a minute, I don't know about this. He got glistening chapstick.
Somebody, boy.
listen.
Oh no.
When we like something, everything and heightens. It heightens.
Wait,
us.
hold, get G the mic. What's up?
No,
Go ahead,
man.
G.
When we like stuff, it heightens things. It just it be like overbearing. Like we may see sparkles, everybody just see a plain height, but we looking at something different.
Wow.
So I just shut it down because I didn't want to get caught staring. And my kids sitting right here, it's just disrespectful.
That's good, friend.
Because it's okay to be like, that's good looking, and just, move on. But I knew me. I was gonna get stuck.
Wow.
Brandon, but you so in control, friend.
Yeah, I am. And that's why I kept it under control.
But
I
you
was
know
like,
what?
I'm looking down
But you know what?
Oh,
I
Lord.
have
to my
met,
cup of coffee.
I met a couple. He pretty much was like, he said, I like the fact that my wife don't get upset when I compliment somebody.
I don't get upset whenever.
Because of her confidence.
Right.
It's like a tone for him.
Right.
But most females can't do that.
You mean
But I'm not like,
What is it about her that you just want to compliment? I mean,
but
there
see,
are
I
females like that.
I am okay if my male, my friend or whatever is complimenting another woman. Because I know beauty when I see it.
Mhm.
And so I'll even compliment you are so pretty.
Right.
A lot.
So you okay with
do
that,
that
friend?
before a man.
So you'll be okay with that?
Oh yeah.
It's the
Yeah, I'm good.
I think
I'm
that's-
good.
Yeah, I think that comes with your confidence.
With your confidence. Because
Right.
everybody's
You don't
not
have-
like
If
that.
you don't have self-confidence, then it's gonna always be.
I'm
Right.
good. I'm good.
Now,
I don't
back-
have
now,
an
back
issue
in
with
the
it.
day
Back in the
now,
days, you might
I
catch
went there.
stars.
I went there.
And that was because I was always with a no good man that was cheating. So, and I'm gonna tell you, one of my boyfriends, we worked together at IBM, and whenever I found that he was getting involved with one of our coworkers, they shut down. I didn't trust him. I'm just being transparent. This is relationship. It was so bad at work that I didn't trust nobody. I would never let any of the females know when I was on my site.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's transparent. Really.
I'm serious because I need you to know how a woman's mind works. And see, my past, that's all I've ever had is men to cheat on me. I've not been a cheater.
Right.
I've
right.
always been cheated on. So that was a way
That's
to
next level.
that was a way to call myself. I called myself protecting my relationship, but it wasn't protected because he didn't want to protect it.
Wow.
He was the one that was stepping out.
Right.
With
So
your coworkers.
So I had insecurities.
Wow.
So
I was just afraid that he was gonna end up being what just like I found out.
So when you call that the intuition of well, both sides, for a man and a woman, the intuition of being cheated on, or being what we call deceived or deception. So the intuition part is basically what we're looking at here that causes the insecurities of not trusting a man or
a woman.
A man trusts a woman or a woman trusts a man. So I think that what we're dealing with here now is that sometimes the action, we hold on to that action as a foundation of who we are, which is nothing wrong with that. But my question is, how do we garnish, or how do we sweep that foundation to keep it to the point where it's not going to bother me, or that foundation bothers me?
Well, I finally got there.
Mhm.
I finally got there to the point where, I wasn't thinking that all men were like that, and that's where my ex, he gained it all.
Okay.
And by the time he got me, I was good.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't, scarred. My mindset had changed.
Mm.
And I also respected myself. I knew my self-worth by the
Right.
time I got married.
Right.
So all of that other stuff, I didn't bother with it. I didn't even mess with it. I never had to go in his phone. I've never searched his phone. I never even thought that he would cheat on me. I let it go.
Mhm.
But guess what? I still ended up being a product of my past.
Right. That's what I'm
To
saying.
no fault of my own.
Mhm.
It wasn't me.
Yes.
Because I never gave him an indication that I was jealous, that I was insecure.
Mm, mm.
It was just something that he had issues with. And it wasn't me. It was not me. And I want women to know that you can be a woman like me, knowing that it wasn't you, and walk away knowing that it wasn't you. I didn't do anything to make him do that. That was his own self desire. I had nothing to do with that.
Okay. Hey.
What?
So,
Cause what do women take on that y'all were the fault?
was I not enough?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I walked away knowing I did everything I was supposed to do.
Mm.
so wouldn't
You know,
wouldn't that deal with your confidence, or you just saying
it
generally, or that's the process that you're going through to get
it
yourself?
can mess with your confidence,
Okay.
especially if you've already said I'm gonna leave the past behind and I'm gonna get his brother a chance. He gonna get 100 hands down, and that's what I
Wow.
gave him.
Wow.
But
Wow.
he ended up cheating, having an affair.
Okay.
Now, would the question that was in my head was, would he have done that had he not gone back out there and got on drugs?
Oh, okay.
Because spirits don't come with the same spirit.
Oh yeah. No, that's a
A
whole
lion
different.
spirit is not going to come with another lion spirit.
Right.
A lion spirit is going to come with another spirit just in case the lion spirit can't get you, that other spirit's going to try
Oh
to get
sure.
Understand that.
Sure.
you. So, therefore, that was my question. Not an insecurity, but would he have done that
Right.
hadn't he gone out there and relapsed?
Right.
Well, maybe there was, so like you're saying, dealing with the confidence issue, there might be something within him that he has.
It is within him. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think, like you
Yeah.
said, I think we're getting back to it again. It's the individual that their confidence is in themselves. They got to find confidence, and like you're saying, the change is not always a easy process, but we're so used to conform to how we are, we don't want to change it. We don't want to get to the point of improving that confidence in ourselves. So
Could I chime in a little bit now? Um, this right here actually came from a relationship after my marriage. And great guy. But part of like I wouldn't say pushing him back, but part of his relapse was the fact that he felt like he wasn't good enough for me. And at the time, I never asked for nothing. I never, I was just doing me, take care of me and my kids, because that's what I do. But at the same token, he didn't think that he had what it took to be my man.
Mm.
So he was trying to be that man for me, and also harvest that, the addiction too. And
Whoa.
one just overtook the
To the
other.
other. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
And I just refused to fight, an addiction. You won't win.
Oh, addiction. Yeah. Cause it's out of control. Yeah. When you're out of control, that's a hard. And I think, and what happens is the like spirits attract. I mean, so I think no. I mean, in my mind, yeah. Even if you get into even hanging with certain groups, yeah. If you go back and hang with a certain
Come
group,
on, Pastor.
it doesn't take long. It doesn't
Come
take
on,
long. It
Pastor.
doesn't take long to, and this, and if you hang with a certain group who doesn't have any kind of morals, it's like it's so easy. It's so easy to, it takes something to eat like kale and eat green vegetables and eat all of that. And you do it for months and months at a time. But all it takes for you to eat like a cheeseburger, and then you eat a donut, and then all of a sudden
Start binging.
you start. It's like all of a
Start
sudden, yeah,
binging.
right. You do all of that, and all it sometimes it takes is just that one. So you say, oh, I'm gonna just do this one time, then I'm gonna go back. So, but this the whole thing. It's just like with addiction, like an alcoholic can't drink and then say,
I'm just going to take one drink.
right, yeah. So right, so yeah, and any kind of addiction, that's why they call it recovering. They never say, of course, in the spiritual realm we would say heal, But in the medical field, they never call an addict recovered. I mean, they never talk that they're completely healed. They say they're recovering.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
What's the phone number for here? I forgot to put it on.
Oh, 425-535-9949. Yeah, if you want to call in, 525-535-9949. That's our conference call, so you can listen or you can talk. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help. I'm really,
Yeah.
I'm taking this platform, and I'm not taking it lightly.
It's
Because
serious, man.
I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about me, but I also want to be, I want to be able to help those women who second guess themselves, and you know, um, second guess their value.
Right.
You've got to know your value. And I'm gonna go back to what we were talking about earlier. I want our women to get to the point where you don't even need your husband or your man to tell you about your beauty.
That part.
My Tammy's like, Freda, if I can just have the confidence that you have, because I don't need a man to tell me that I'm pretty, because I tell myself and I believe
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You've got to believe it first and foremost.
Gotta
And I'm
believe
not
that.
only, sending this out to women, I'm sending it out to men as well, because men already don't get compliments as much as women do.
Right.
Right.
So I'm sending it out over the airways, men and women. Know your worth and tell yourself that you are handsome. Tell yourself that you are beautiful.
You better
But
teach
you
that.
got to
Teach
believe
that. You
it.
gotta believe it.
I believe that I am beautiful,
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something.
and I walk that way. And I mean, I walk with my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a man to tell me, and I'm not trying to be arrogant.
But you gotta have that.
I
You
know
gotta
that
have
I
that.
know that I know. I've gone through much. I've gone through too much to get where I am today, to let a man determine how I feel about myself.
Yeah.
Good.
And I wasn't always there.
And you know what? Let me tell y'all something. I know a lot of times y'all hear that, hello, beautiful. You have a text message. My wake up song is Good Morning, Beautiful. So I'm telling you, I do it all the time. People like, they laugh at it, but that's encouraging me
That's good.
because I fell for that. Like in my 20s, if a man said I was fine, I was like, yeah, he won't be blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So that's how I
yeah.
always fell in the trap.
Right.
So when I remind myself every day that you are beautiful, even if I have another man on my phone tell me that, when I walk out, it won't flatter me because I know.
That's
you
it.
know.
Not because I'm conceited, but because I already know.
Good morning, gorgeous. Good morning,
No.
beautiful.
No, it goes Good Morning. It's a country song.
Really?
How was your night?
Hey, I gotta hear that.
Show is.
Good morning, beautiful.
Show is.
It's a country song.
Who's it about?
I know, but
It's a ringtone.
It's
It's a ringtone.
Wow.
Good morning, beautiful.
Every
Oh wow.
Good morning, beautiful.
And so us women won't get caught up in the trap, because I'm gonna tell you that is a trap from the very hell, where a man can tell you that you're beautiful, and just because you ain't getting it at home, it becomes a trap, and now you're entertaining a spirit,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you find yourself in a briar patch trying to get out.
Wow.
So if you know and you believe, and it's rooted in your spirit, you won't even have to worry about getting in that trap. You won't.
Wow.
And we need to know each other's love language too. Now I'm gonna go back there, because if you know that your woman or your man needs and desires compliments, give it to him. Because if you don't, somebody else will. Somebody else will. And likewise for your man. Don't even wait for the love language. We women need to just tell our men how great they are.
You fine, baby. I stuff like girls.
Where they at? Where they? I'm just saying, where they at?
You better put it on your check mark.
It's certain stuff that's been said or certain actions because of how we respond. Now, I always say this. It sounds like it. Yep, sure is. That's my ringtone, my alarm.
Open my eyes,
See your sweet face.
it's a good morning,
Oh,
That's what I wake up to
no.
every morning.
Okay. Good morning, beautiful.
So they
That
always
is
say
my
encourage yourself.
That's right.
And that's what I do. So when I say that I give you what you give me, honey, if you start, speaking sweet nothings to me and stuff, some things gonna start activating.
Yeah.
Holy Spirit,
It's gonna,
activate.
it's gonna start
Steve Holy.
So,
Steve Holy. Y'all are wow. God, I missed this. Why we need to be in the
so
house.
angry inside.
Go ahead, make
Oh, Lord.
Activate.
I tell you now, so activate
Holy
something.
Spirit, activate.
Now, if you don't feel like you can handle it, don't activate it. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that's real. That's real.
Oh, that was
Right.
wonderful. That was wonderful.
But hey, at the end of the day, man, so just with our confidence, after we deal with our confidence, what would be the next step, Pastor Miles?
I mean, just to see if you still want to bring that person into your circle or keep them in your circle. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's something. I mean, I think we make decisions every day to let people go or keep people in. You know, marriage to me, it's a strong covenant, and I think it took me a long time, even as a pastor. It took me a long time to really understand the covenant of marriage. And really, God really never intend for you to break that covenant. You know what I'm saying? That's strong because I've always been around relationships. My grandmom and granddad, they stuck with it. I mean, in separate rooms they stuck it out. But I wasn't really used to people who would just say we're gonna make this work no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we still make the choice. I mean, it's just a choice. I mean, is it too much work? Am I, and this is it. You have the right to be happy. I hear people say, you don't. It shouldn't be. It doesn't depend on how you feel. Well, you should be happy. I mean, you won't. I mean, you eat good food because you want to be happy. You travel because you want to be happy.
Right.
And that's just like
Right.
when Ferguson, one of the girlfriend's mom, asked him, "Does my daughter make you happy?" And he said no. And it was because before she met me, I was happy. If you can just be happy, then you are
You are a mirror reflection.
you're kind of like an additive to what I am.
Right. So
Because
you
when
should be
meet
happy.
me, I'm already happy.
Right.
I want to be like Blackstreet. I want joy.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
want happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I get happy when I make my favorite pancakes. I get happy.
Right.
But after I eat them pancakes, I'm no longer happy no more.
Because
Cause you know what I'm saying? But
That's
something that
funny.
gives me, I'm saying, I want joy. I want joy. I want no more happiness.
I would say this, and I'm guilty of this in my marriage. I was making my husband at the time responsible.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Yeah, we do that.
That's
We do
good.
that.
And instead of him communicating that to me, I was getting bits and pieces from people around us. So that's how I knew, then you need to check yourself, because he's not responsible for making you happy. You are responsible
For
for
making you happy.
They know.
you know. So
That's the point,
that
G.
can be a
'Cause we
danger
do.
zone in any relationship.
Right.
So like Abe said, you just want to be happy. So
That's
when
good,
you're happy,
though.
then,
That's a
then
good
the
point.
person that comes to you, because I know y'all have been plenty of places. Y'all happy, got a smile on your face. Somebody walking there with an attitude, then all of a sudden your face changed. You don't know what's going on.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I want to be to the point where, even if I'm not having my pancakes, I still
have joy.
But you know what? I need a bag.
Have joy.
I need a bag to say, you bring me
come on now.
joy.
Hey, Pastor Mel.
When I'm
DJ, I need a request. I need a nigga right there. I need a
Need a
nigga
bag
for
to
me
say,
tonight.
you bring me
Yeah.
Joy, not
joy.
happiness, but joy.
Yeah.
Even though I'm still mad at you, I still have to.
I want to be in that place that when I walk in a place and they're like, girl, why you smiling so hard? You know that song by Legacy? I blame you.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be at.
Y'all got these. Oh boy, I tell you, y'all got the quartet group in here. Y'all got.
We got
I
Anita
wanna
Baker,
be
we
that.
got Blackstreet, Bring Me Joy.
Yeah.
Goodbye, loneliness.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we started off with that Anita Baker. Yeah.
Have you seen that song? I would do anything for you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leslie's underrated, man. She
She
Oh
got
no,
some good
let's see.
songs.
She a bad girl.
She got some good
She's
songs.
amazing.
But you know, we had to deal with it. What do we do on the days when they don't bring us joy though? That's because the days hitting, they coming.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You
Yeah.
have to find joy within yourself.
You gotta have it. You gotta have
That's all I'm
it.
saying.
You
Yeah,
gotta have
you
it.
have to.
Cause that person, you know, because how many people have said to somebody, "You boring," like,
Right.
you
Right. I heard that. Somebody
like,
told me
oh
that.
God, you just so boring. Oh,
What?
like
with myself.
But my Lord.
I mean, that doesn't mean you have to break up with it, but how many times have you said that? Like, why you do the same thing? Oh my God, you know, you disgust me. Like, you not, wait a minute, no, you just make you want that
But
person.
you know what? If you're doing things when that person meets you, you just got to be able to keep up with me. I'm gonna tell you right now because
Then that's it.
I
You better.
am I'm a traveler. I might pick up this weekend and go to Atlanta because I love animals. So I'm going to the Atlanta Zoo. I'm gonna go to the aquarium. Okay, you just got to be able to keep up with me. I might be in Dubai 5 years from now. Look, I'm not. You gotta come up to me.
I'm gonna talk with you after
You
the
gotta
show.
come up to me,
Cause
and you gotta be able to. I want you to come with me. I want you to enjoy life.
Freddie, that is what you just said is critical. You know, because that was a problem with Abraham and Lot. Lot won't operate on the same level as Abraham, and Abraham brought their baggage with him. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is, a lot of times we bring baggage because it's like it's the baggage just feels good for the moment because you got something in it. But after a while, you know, it's just like going to like an airline company. They're like, you overweight. This bag is overweight.
wow.
Gina,
Yeah.
Women's Empowerment last year.
Mhm.
She talked about the weight,
The baggage.
the
Yeah.
baggage.
Sure did.
We got a lot of us.
Sure
You
did.
carry it because you like. They're like, well, because I forgot who. I don't know who a relationship maintenance to somebody, but somebody said their bag was overweight. So they went. Oh yeah, no, I went to a Rainbow Tea. She said she liked to travel. So she said the lady she was getting ready to get on the bag. She said the bag was overweight. She said, let me go to the bathroom for a minute. When she came back, her bag was at weight. So what happened? It's like she
Put it on her clothes.
oh, she did. Yeah, she. So what happens is a lot of times we just keep carrying the baggage. We just carry it
Oh
and
my God.
because we don't want to let the bag. We don't want to change the bag. It's like, yeah, I just keep paying all this extra
That's good,
money
Pastor. That's
because
good.
I just don't want to change the size of the bag. I like this bag. I like.
But
It's-
you know the scary thing though, Pastor? A lot of stuff they carrying ain't even there.
What?
Sure,
It
right.
ain't even there. It's just attached to sales.
And how many times do we travel and overpack? How many times people have a full weighted bag for an overnight trip? You got 5 pairs of shoes. You got like, what if something happened? What is I need to be ready for something? It's like, wait a minute, but you carrying around something that you might never
Wait a
use.
minute.
Right.
So wait a minute. You trying to tell me that we're hoarding somebody else's
Yeah.
stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
We carry the
Yes.
other, yeah.
We carry other people's weight.
Because think about it.
I used to.
If we ever
I'm
go
doing
on
no
a
more.
trip and somebody say, Dad, I bought too much stuff. I need, I need to, get my
I
stuff
need
back
some
home.
Can I get some? Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
put this in your bag?
Yep.
You
So
better
think
preach
about,
to this
think about the relationships that we're in.
Wow.
I can't deal with, with the personality of my ex, but I'm gonna bring, my attitude towards her to you.
Oh.
They are carrying something that don't even belong to them.
Oh.
That's good, G.
Wow.
That's good. That's good.
That's from the
Whoa, dumping that weight, man, is
Oh my
yeah.
God, because that's what they'll do on a boat.
Right.
And guess what? A plane can't handle so much weight on
Oh
it.
no, that's what
I don't care how big that joker is. Boeing 795, it still is only allowed a certain amount of weight on one of the planes.
Well, why do you think it costs so much to carry freight and travel?
That
right.
part,
To get stuff up 33,000 feet in the air?
yes.
Yeah, your suitcase.
Oh my God.
Right. And you just said something very vital. And I gotta use your words. You said it costs. It costs extra.
Right.
So the stuff that you're carrying is costing you extra.
Right.
And you try to you worried about why you weigh down so much because you keep pulling out stuff that you don't have to get.
Right.
Because they keep attaching.
I'm about to get the hoop triggers and look.
And and then this is it. And it's amazing because the cheapest way to get them somewhere is by train. A locomotive, You can load a locomotive down. And it's got an engine and a slave engine.
Right.
It can track about 2 or 3 miles of stuff. It'll just pull it. You know what I'm saying? But so what happens is sometimes we carry locomotive baggage on the airplane. It's like
You can't elevate.
you try to transfer it.
Oh,
You try to transfer it. You try to take it off. You try to take that tractor. Look, you know logistics, Frederica. If you carrying a tank, if you try to get a tank and you say, wait a minute, when you carrying that train on the train, it's like we good. But now we got to give it over to England. So now we got to put it on the cargo carrier. All of that weight has changed. It's like it's a different kind of weight. As long as I'm pulling it on the ground, it's fine. Now I got to get this thing up in the air, and I got to track this thing over a whole ocean. That's a lot of gasoline. That's a lot of whatever. It's like it even determines who can ride on that plane with me. Because if you're 180 pounds, you can't get on this plane with us right now. Because we at max. Yeah.
Let me really hit us. Don't they always got to keep turning around and go get the rest of your stuff?
Oh yeah.
They keep turning around, going back,
like that.
going
No.
backwards.
Or they'll ask you to get off. They're like, we overbooked. You got to get off. We ain't gonna take. We overbooked.
Gina, remember our road march? Were you there? Remember our road march?
Oh yes.
What's that?
Your first road march.
Big old double bag.
Oh, guess what? They're
Go.
loading you up, and not only are there's a minimum amount of weight that is supposed to be on you. They will load you up and put you on a scale. Yes, everybody's got to be at least the minimum. Now you can mess around and put more on it if you want to.
But
Depending on the training base that you end up at, you talk now. If you go to Kansas, it's uphill. They ain't bring you downhill. It's uphill.
good.
And
Great.
you are rough marching. You literally have people having to push you.
Good gracious.
No one is to fall behind. No one.
God, that's what's up.
It's kind of like you're born for this. You're gonna carry this weight. You're gonna learn to carry this weight.
God,
We're gonna
right.
strengthen your legs.
Yeah.
We're gonna strengthen your arms.
Your
Right.
We're gonna
back.
strengthen your back.
Right.
Try carrying that on with a armored plate in
Yeah.
Afghanistan.
Good gracious, great.
On
But Fred, you
top
know
of
what
all that weight, you got the heat.
right.
But see, they had us do the rucksack. Then we had the book bag thing in front of us. We had that too. If we ever had to go mop level 4, that's
that's
putting
with the
on all your
chemical.
gear with
With
the
your
bag
mask.
and holding your weapon, carrying
weapon.
all this stuff.
Yes.
All right.
How much is the weight of? How much is that weight?
It just depends on how much you weigh.
Wow.
Because our vest is 25. You got the back plate and the front plate. That's 25 a piece. That's 50 pounds that's on you.
Wow.
Your weapon back then might weigh about what?
M16.
M16, maybe about 7 pounds, and that's with a loaded
Right.
cartridge, with a loaded clip. Then you got your hand grenades.
Rucksack.
You got your rucksack. I mean, you're low. You're like a loaded baked potato,
God.
and stuff is running over.
And you gotta run and walk and all
Yeah.
And
that.
depend on the atmosphere,
Yeah.
depend on the environment. And God, like you said, Mach 4, that's your chemical gear.
That's your chemical.
Good gracious.
That's more.
That's your chemical gear.
But Fred, when I listen to you, guess what? That's what this is. I can see why people stay in relationships, even bad relationships. Because if you get used to that weight, you just get used to it.
Oh my God.
Right. It's like so if you get another bad relationship, you're already used to that kind of weight. It's like
this ain't
Oh,
nothing.
this ain't
my
nothing. This ain't nothing.
Jesus.
But you know
Like they
what's
cheat,
scary?
that ain't nothing. I'm used to that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's scary? I deal with high blood pressure problems, and my blood pressure is high fiving the angels on the daily. So when it do come down to normal, I feel like my body is crashing. I feel like I'm dying.
Because it's used to the high
Yeah.
blood
It's
pressure.
used to being high.
Wow.
Man, we got to get used to it. We got to stop getting used to stuff. Because once you get used to stuff, if you get used to bad treatment, you just know how to deal with bad treatment.
That part.
It's not even bad treatment anymore. It's just bad treatment is normal. It's like so when somebody treats you good, that's why they say some girls like I don't like no he too soft.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he too. I can't deal with you too nice.
Make
You
you
know?
strong. Tonight, ladies.
He has a jelly back.
I'm gonna make you guys strong.
ain't no major pain. I love major pain.
Yeah, Major Payne was the dude now.
Yeah.
Uproot yourselves, ladies. Tomorrow, we're going to do the hard stuff.
You gonna let me go home and watch Major Payne?
And then the military also teaches you how to take the rough talk.
Suck
So
it up.
if they're down in you and stuff
Trash
like
talk.
that, we have to be able to take that.
Right.
So think about being in a relationship that's all you get.
The trash talk.
Now,
So when you go to the next relationship, you become so immune to it, you don't
You
even
know
You think
realize
it's
that.
normal.
right.
Oh, you start doing it. Imagine when you start doing it.
Yeah.
I think that,
Yeah.
I understand. I think the reason why they do that to the soldiers to get them to remember what they were taught in a stress environment. So like when you get stressed, you don't remember nothing. But I think
It's
that's the
true
reason
because
why.
I jumped into it at the funeral home when we had that lady getting ready to die right there in front of me, and 911, the 911 lady that was on the phone with Michael, she says, asked, what's her pulse? And I didn't even think about it because I'm right there with her. I didn't even think about it, but the training that I got in the combat lifesavers course, I jumped right into it and I was able to feel her pulse. And I said, she's getting ready to go.
You should win sisters because I've been through that too.
Barely. I barely felt her pulse.
Yeah.
She's getting ready to go. So that every second meant it made
Right,
the
life or
difference.
death.
And they were
Life
able
or
to
death.
get there on time to
Wow.
keep her alive.
Wow.
So in the stress environments, you gotta learn how to
Yes.
calm yourself down. Remember
Yeah.
what you
Yes.
was taught.
Yes.
Remember what you learned.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's
Woo.
good.
Now that hoard is other people's stuff, man. That's what got me.
Yeah, we do it. We do it.
Man.
We're doing it right now. Everybody in this room is collection about life. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still.
Yeah, we got. That's why I say every morning we got to let our past go because we are totally around. Our brain doesn't forget anything. It literally, and if we're not careful, it applies everything we know to every situation. So there's really no such thing as a new situation for your brain. Your brain is like, I'm gonna make this situation as familiar as I can make it, and then it starts applying what it already knows. So what happens is, if it starts to apply the wrong stuff, you already started in the negative because you already say, "Oh, I know you gonna mess up." It's like, where is that coming from? Because your brain is like, we know what this is, so we're prepared. Because your brain is always trying to defend itself from getting hurt.
And that's just like discerning.
Right.
You know, knowing familiar spirits. It's just like familiar spirits.
Familiar spirits.
You might look perfect to me on the outside, but there's a familiar spirit in me that I can see that you abuse.
Right.
It's like an invisible
You see it.
mirror.
You see it.
I
You
see
it.
you.
You see it. You see
And
it.
whenever I start talking to you, you sitting there saying, how you know that? Because of a familiar spirit.
Familiar.
You can try and hide it if you want to, but it's in there.
So that's not always saying that this is someone that you want to talk to. Maybe that is the point of view helping that person get through, and that's not a relationship. That's pretty much delivering something.
Yeah, it could
Right.
be ministry. Yeah, some things are ministry.
Majority of the time, it's ministry, and like I was always wondering, like, well, man, why I'm always getting familiar with people that are having the same thing, and thinking that this is something that
No, familiar spirits, bro.
No, sometimes
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Man,
Were y'all recording this tonight?
Oh, I'm recording.
We got it.
Because this is guys, I got to go back.
Yeah, it should be on my Facebook
So if
joint.
you ever wonder when people come to you and be like, I remember when you used to be nice to the people. Think about them baggages that you're carrying.
Right. You really
Because
got to
you
give the
give
baggage.
what you was receiving.
That's right.
And now you want to share the wealth.
Quit
it.
Wow.
Quit it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let my co-host. Yeah, I'm gonna let my co-host say their good night. Starting, we'll go from Freddie and Abe and Gina.
All right, gang. This was a wonderful, wonderful night. Because you give me
I need. We'll let you. We'll put it in the back.
down. I'm going to end it on that.
I got it in the background.
Didn't the Lord use us? I believe I'll run on to see what the end is going to be. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Now, you didn't give it, and the show can't take it away. Come on, somebody. What now? Let's continue to grow or to have dominion together and not over each other.
That's
Grace
what's
and
up.
peace.
Be careful of the people that speak to your lack. Let's continue to heal, build, and grow together.
Good.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Tonight has been heavy.
Yeah, that's deep,
Pastor, what's
right?
your nugget?
You just repeat after me. You know, my 4 things I say. I
I
am
am
vital.
vital.
I
Yes.
am
Am
essential.
essential.
I
I am.
am
Necessary.
necessary.
That I am.
And then I
I
am unique.
That I am.
Am.
I am. That I am. I am. That I am.
And it's so.
It is so. It is so.
Woo! I feel that thing. I'm getting happy now. I am.
And so it is. I got my energy. Jesus.
Yeah, I tell you, it ain't nothing like it's good to be back in the
This
room.
has been heavy
I
tonight.
am.
It's good to be back in the room.
Say, I am somebody.
I am necessary.
I am. Start speaking in I am tongue. Let me stop.
Oh Lord, y'all are wonderful. It's good to be back in the room, man.
It
Good to
is.
have y'all back. It's
It
good
really
to,
is.
yeah, I know it's been a while since we've all been together in the radio station, so this is good. So just want to release everybody with the priestly blessing tonight as we're gonna continue with the best in R&B tonight. We switch over at 9 o'clock, so we've been doing that for the past few nights. So what we want to definitely release you with the priestly blessing, and before I do that, I also want to take a moment. If you're saying, we don't have to be saved to listen to radio relationship maintenance, but we know we are everybody in our group. We are saved, believe in Jesus Christ. And before I give the priestly blessing, I want to just make sure if you're out there, you say, well, Russ, what does that even mean? That just means to accept Jesus to come into your heart. I'm not asking you to change your life. Now that's a whole different thing. This is not something I'm asking you to stop drinking, stop smoking, stop cursing. I'm not trying to ask you to do all of that. That's what God is not concerned about that. He's concerned about you being his son and daughter. And the only way that happens is to accept Jesus. So if you want to know that you are God's son and daughter right now, that you want to be his family. Real simple. All you do is just say these few phrases after me. You can just repeat after me. Father, I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior. Thank you, Jesus,
Thank you, Jesus,
for coming into my heart
for coming into my heart
and coming into my life
and coming into my heart
and saving me.
and saving me.
Now,
Now,
thank you, Lord,
thank you, Lord,
for making me a king
a king
and a priest
and a priest
in your kingdom. Now,
now.
in Jesus' name.
In Jesus'
That's
name.
all it took. You're in the family
And
now.
happy
Yeah.
Mother's Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. You might say I don't have children, but you have children that you influence. So no, there's some children who think of you as a mother. So no, it doesn't matter about whether you have blood children or not. Some of you mothers, especially some of the senior saints, y'all have mothered more people than you would ever imagine. So yeah. So, and then we're praying for mothers who have lost children. And we're definitely praying for those children who have lost mothers. Because sometimes Mother's Day, everybody's happy with their mom, but sometimes it can be a weighted day for parents. Especially for children who have lost their mothers and mothers who have lost children. So we're praying for the peace of the mothers and children who have lost each other. So we're definitely praying for you in the name of Jesus. So I want to release you with the priestly blessing tonight, and that's coming from Numbers chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. I ask you to turn the palm towards the sky. That's fine. If you can't, don't worry about it. If you might be laying down for the night, you don't have to get back up anything. You can just kind of lay your hand on your pillow, just kind of towards the sky, or just receive this blessing. So in Numbers 6 and 22, it says, "And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying," verse 23, "Speak to Aaron and his son, saying, this is the way you should bless the Israelites. Say to them," verse 24, "The Lord bless you and keep you, protect you, sustain you, and guard you." Verse 25, "The Lord make his face shine upon you with favor and be gracious to you. surrounding you with loving kindness. Verse 26, the Lord lift up his countenance, his face upon you with divine approval, and give you peace, a tranquil heart and life. In verse 27, so Aaron and his sons shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. Hallelujah. We're ready for next Monday night.
Monday night.
Amen. Thank y'all. Y'all be safe.
Monday night.
And we'll do it all again on next Monday. Have a wonderful evening.
What can we talk about next Monday night?
You bring it. So you. That's
I
your
need
turn.
someone to tell me to bring this to the table.
What's that?
The vow unto death do us part. They said, what if the marriage is given?
Let's talk about it.
And not, the death do us part. He said, not meaning that's physical, but what if the actual marriage is dead?
Yeah, the hardening of the heart.
Do you stay? Why do you have to stay when the marriage is actually dead?
Well, this is it. Well, the whole thing is, now I get what God is saying. Covenants don't die, right? Because we think marriage is an agreement. Marriage is not an agreement. Marriage is a covenant. So what happens? You can't. Because if he can.
So is that the reason why I'm being told to stop trying to scrape every part of Barry out of my life?
You can't do it. Y'all had covenant. You can't. That person you have covenant with, you'll never get that. You can't. Their covenants will always be a part of your life because it's covenant. Right. Yeah.
I just found some information out yesterday, actually. I saw my ex-husband's girlfriend, Ken, and she did it like this, but she did it like this in front of me. They engaged now. They've been engaged since December.
Right.
We just found out yesterday. So I'm wondering, like, what makes her hide it from me? I've been knowing about your relationship, but what because women are calling, why hide it from me?
Yeah, it's right. But no, that's the one thing about covenant. We're forgiven for our divorces. Because God gave us the certificate of divorce. But the covenant, right? You'll never get over that person. A lot of people try to get over the person. People try to be like, I don't want that. No, that because what happens is you have to carve out a part of your brain and your psyche to do that. That's not healthy. So what you have to do is learn how to deal with it and be healthy with it, but just knowing that it's not something you're gonna block out. And whoever you get married to, they can't say they should never ask you, are you over that person? Like, no, I ain't gonna never be over them. You know what I'm saying? But I know how to live with you, and I'm not gonna allow them to affect our. But no, I'm not gonna ever be over them. Yeah. So
do you think that's why she hit a ring then? She thought I maybe wasn't.
Maybe she could have felt, or she could have felt. I mean, she could have felt some conviction. She could have felt some. Yeah, she could have been convicted.
Or empathy?
Yeah. But she might want to. She might not want to come around. She might have had enough respect that she didn't want to just come and show that off. And but hold it. But no, or she could have been saying this. She could have been telling him, "You need." She could have been saying, "We need to let her know before." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he could have been like, "Oh, that's all right." So she could have been like,
now who took it the hardest was Jasmine.
"Of course, because Jasmine is that girl."
Went off. Like we should have known. I don't care about nobody else, but your daughter should have known.
Well, this is it because Jasmine is that Jasmine's real dad?
No.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I was asking that her real dad.
She takes him to heart.
Wow.
That's her dad.
Wow.
She really do. But she's very possessive too. So Erica kind of shut down a little bit. She went off to herself. She was just for a while after they found out. Then because Jasmine, she's out there with it. But Erica, she internalized. So wow. Jasmine was the one that was going off yesterday. And Erica was
yeah, she probably felt some conviction. That probably was a conversation where she said, "Hey, you need to go ahead and tell you." And so when that made her feel uncomfortable because then he should have never brought her into a situation like that because she's the outside person. He should have took care of on that. Like, no, you don't.
That outside person.
And the only thing I can say to them, congratulations. Like, congratulations. I don't know what she expected.
Right.
But yeah, just because I'm younger, I'm not ratchet. And I guess she's, finding that out the more she get to know it. I'm not
because he must have painted the picture. She don't know you, so she has an opinion of you. It's coming from him. So and then when she gets around you and you're not all of that, it's like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Why did you paint that? You know what I'm saying? Because she ain't throwing, she ain't throwing stuff off the shelf. You know what I'm saying? So right, sometimes the people paint a bad picture of you because they want that person to like them better or have something against you. Then when you meet that person, it's like, wait a minute, why are you even? What's this all about? This person got more sense than you got. And you trying to tell me that she off the chain? You nah,
it's
nah.
weird, man. But the crazy thing is, she calls me for recipes and everything. Like,
Nah.